So growing up, I would go on these road trips with my family, and my dad was a huge fan of Jackson Browne, the Eagles, Poco, that whole kind of Laurel Canyon, California country scene. And I remember we each got to pick one album, and we would listen to that album from start to finish, and no one was allowed to skip a song or change it or anything. And you know, so there was a very specific type of music I was raised on, and we would get to the campsite, pitch a tent, my dad would whip out the guitar and we'd sing, and I was always so drawn to the melodies and the harmonies of that genre of music. And coming from Nashville to LA, I just kind of feel like California has always been sort of like this musical mecca. Like, oh my gosh, if I ever could get to California and meet some of those people or write with some of those people, and it's just always been kind of this pipe dream for me. The title of the EP is West, and I decided to call it that because I feel like at this point in my career and my life, it was kind of this pivotal moment where I needed to take a step back and really evaluate what was going to make me happy and who I wanted to be as an artist and what I wanted my music to sound like and what message I wanted to put out in the world. And for me, that was a journey, and it was not only the journey moving from Nashville to LA to find this new creative energy, but also a journey emotionally as a woman and introspectively as an artist. And I feel like the result is West, which is a collection of songs that are all about second chances and kind of this commitment to digging in and finding out who you really want to be and what's really going to make you happy and not taking anything less. And at the same time, just kind of enjoying the whole journey along the way and being okay with not necessarily knowing exactly how everything's going to end, but just doing whatever you can to follow your dreams.
And take it to your limit. Don't say no. Wow.
So I was living in Nashville, and everything was fantastic. There was a ton of momentum, and I was falling in love. I had just gotten engaged, and then life kind of got thrown on its head. I ended up calling off my engagement and needed to take just a little bit of a personal break. And when I came back to music and came back to writing, it was hard to find my creative flow again. I just signed with Blue Alon Records out in LA, and I knew I was ready to record an album. And I'd heard about this guy named Cass Dillon, and so I reached out to him and I said, okay, I have this vision for this album, and I want to create it with someone. I want to experiment. I want to find my sound. I want to really craft something that is me, and I want to take the time to do that.
Fired my producer. Fired him. Fired him. Just kidding. I just locked him away.
He could have just been like, you're crazy, leave me alone, and he was so on board and really, really passionate about my vision, and it just clicked immediately. So I get on a plane, he picks me up from the airport, we drive to this remote cabin in the woods, set up a studio on the kitchen table, and just start to write. And I remember the first day we were there, we were sitting on the front porch, both with our guitars, looking out over this lake and just kind of dreaming up ideas. And within hours, we had written Bandwagon, which is the first song off the EP, and I feel like that song really encapsulates just the idea of not listening to what anyone else tells you you should be doing and just doing what you want to do.
You better get up, get out and get some. Get off the bandwagon. Wouldn't you hate if you wake up one day and you wonder?
I am so excited about this EP. I feel like for the first time, all of these songs are really truly my authentic sound, and they're saying what I want to say, and they represent who I am, and you know, I feel like it was a long road trying to figure out all of these things, and I feel like I've created something I'm really proud of, and I just can't wait for these songs to be out in the world and for everyone to hear them.
Or maybe